Hello, this is Splish, and today I'm going back playing some Enlisted, checking out how the game is doing now in 2023. I did a recent video last year, if I remember it correctly, when it comes to Enlisted, and to be honest, I haven't played that much of Enlisted since then. But it is a FPS game that I have played quite some back and forth since it was released in March 2021, and also before that when it comes to beta, I believe. Enlisted is a free-to-play World War II squad-based MMO shooter that covers key battles from World War II, meaning epic battles at the beaches of Normandy, but you'll also fight your way through the streets of Berlin or run through the sand in Tunisia, just to mention a few of the online campaigns available. The game is available on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, Xbox Series X and Series S, GeForce Now. The game is developed by Darkflow Software and published by Gaijin Entertainment, who by the way developed War Thunder. Since I do enjoy World War II shooters overall, and I'm also interested in history, I have therefore been enjoying, as mentioned earlier, to play Enlisted, especially also since they've been quite careful when it comes to getting the uniforms and equipment to look authentic. The game also has been able to create a pretty good mix between real players and AI on the battlefield in Enlisted, which also gives you a possibility to both control your AIs, maybe mark the objective so they'll push it together with you, meaning towards it, and stay there. And if you want to, you can also switch between the AIs in your squad. If you get down, for example, take on a fresh player, you might say, or just feel that you might be better off with another setup or character as you're pushing. There are indeed dozens of units that has different specializations that are participating in enlisted battles simultaneously. So this can give a kind of density and spectacularity of a battle while maintaining a high contribution with each participant for the victory of the team. So there will be both infantry, armed vehicles and aircraft battle together, and you can try several roles in just one game session. Depending also on what kind of squads you like to activate, rank up and maybe use the most. I'm foremost an infantry player, so you'll mostly see me playing boots on the ground, meaning very seldom putting my foot into a tank or an airplane for that sake. But that can be quite some fun as well, especially when you're getting good at it. I therefore think you're most likely to feel a bit more at home here in Enlisted when it comes to vehicles if you, for example, have played War Thunder as well. So is this a game that can be of interest also in 2023, a few years after release? As mentioned, I like World War II games and also the concept of having both real players and AIs together as described earlier. The actual shooting, meaning gunplay, feels pretty good, and since I also mostly play as a sniper in FPS games, the good old bolt action rifles feels great and fun to use for me. Since this is a free-to-play game, you need though to be aware that there will be a wide range of players in the game when it comes to the overall experience of playing FPS games, and therefore also different skill set. There can be moments when the matchmaking aren't really treating your team that great, so you end up playing with guys that seem to have a really hard time to either find their way to the objective, or either because they just don't understand how to play the actual game mode, or maybe because they just don't care. This can be quite frustrating from time to time, especially if you're more of an experienced FPS gamer, but I guess that's something that comes with the fact that it's a free-to-play game with a variety of players. I also got the feeling that some more high-level players sometimes team up, since I a few times saw quite a few of them in the enemy team, but very few in my own team. Could be a coincidence. Let me know your thoughts and experiences when it comes to the matchmaking system as well in Enlisted. I talked a bit about the gunplay earlier, which also leads me to weapons overall, and it's nice to see that there's about 100 realistic weapons in Enlisted. Detailed models in firearms, grenades, mortars, flamethrowers and anti-tank guns. There are even stationary machine guns in the game nowadays that can be built by engineers, and those can be quite useful at certain points. If you're playing Enlisted like me on PC, you will not find it on Steam. You need to download it from the Enlisted website in order to play it, which means that you'll launch the game from the Gaijin launcher. I know that there's some people that might shy away from this, but I haven't had any problems through the years with the launcher or my PC for that sake, because, well, since I'm using the launcher. And talking about PC, this is also one of those games that can be played using a lower spec PC, which might be of interest to know. I'll put this PC specs on the screen so you can check it out when it comes to, I guess that's minimum requirements right there. how about progress then in Enlisted? Well, it's one of those games that you need to play quite some in order to reach higher tiers and be able to unlock certain perks and units, guns, etc. Does it mean it's pay to win then? Well, this is a tricky one since I see very different opinions about most games that have some kind of monetization system. Some say Enlisted is pay to progress since you can get the same stuff by playing, although it'll take some time, as you can get it if you buy it directly from the shop. The definition when it comes to pay to win is defined as games in which you get an advantage in the game if you spend real money on items, weapons or features and are thus clearly superior to other players. So what do you think, guys? Is it pay to win? It's hard to find exact numbers when it comes to player base regarding Enlisted, since I can't look into Steam charts as I usually do. There are some different numbers out there, so I can't really be sure, but the live monthly player count says around 34k daily players on average when it comes to the last 30 days of June. That's pretty high numbers, and maybe that's correct, I can't really tell. But I didn't have any problems to get into matches, so that's good. At least it seems as if the game still has a pretty active player base as a whole. One thing that I wish that they could implement would be an in-game voice chat that includes console players as well, because as it is now, that not many PC players are talking, or anyone for that sake. So if you write in the game chat, you know, PC players are the only ones that can see that information. Sure, you can also ping, but it would be great if there was a universal kind of voice chat in Enlisted. And I'm thinking about the fun moments as well that can occur, that you can get, for example, if you're playing BattleBit Remastered. Well, Enlisted is still an option for those of you that wants a pretty chill World War II shooter with some MMO elements. There's hardly any game out there that is perfect, and Enlisted is not one of those games either. But again, I'm still having fun coming back to this game once in a while. So feel free now to fill in when it comes to your Enlisted experiences, both the good ones and the bad ones. And with that said, I want to say thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, please leave a like, and if you want to see some more from me when it comes to a variety of FPS gaming, then make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out when I'm posting a new video on my channel. Bye bye!